Today's top corporate story, Dow component United Technologies and Raytheon announcing an all-stock merger. After planned spin-offs, the combined company is going to be valued at more than $100 billion and have annual sales of around $74 billion. The new company is going to be called Raytheon Technologies Corp. The deal does not include a takeover premium, and executives are calling it a merger of equals. UTX shareholders will own 57% of the shares. And UTX's CEO, Greg Hayes, is going to be the CEO of the newly combined company. Joining us right now is the Wall Street Journal reporter who first broke the news over the weekend, Cara Lombardo. She has the lead story today in the Journal as well. And Cara, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So why are these two companies doing this?
Well, the idea is they'll be able to share technology and cut costs. I mean, both aerospace sales and defense sales have been having a pretty good run, but both are starting to come under pressure. They're expecting slowdowns. By sharing technologies and combining forces, R&D spending, the idea is that they'll both be able to push ahead, create the new technologies that you want to be able to create in a downturn market.
How much of this is also that the Pentagon is sort of pushing back and looking for ways to save costs, so you have to be big to be able to fight the Pentagon?
I mean, that's a huge piece of it. For Raytheon and other people and other defense contractors like Raytheon, they're getting intense pressure to create the new technologies themselves, to spend their own money developing this from the Pentagon. So that's a huge piece of it. In fact, we wrote in our story that Raytheon's CEO, Tom Kennedy, he had approached United about this deal. He was on the lookout for something like this.
He approached a while ago, too, right?
That was last year. Yeah. And then, so it's been in the works for several months.
Now, the structure with UTX already having this spin-off underway of its non-aerospace businesses, does this seem like this was kind of eventually the pairing that was going to happen for a while now, with basically creating a pure-play aerospace and defense company out of UTX's business? It's
definitely kind of like a dream tie-up that people on Wall Street have speculated about. It wasn't entirely clear what the next step was going to be after United spins off their Otis elevator business and Carrier, of course. This wasn't one of those mergers that was absolutely going to happen, but definitely something that's been kind of dreamed about by bankers.
Is there any potential challenge from regulators on this, or they're in different industries, so there's not a lot of overlap?
So far, analysts don't expect to see much of an antitrust challenge. I know the executives told us they don't expect any issues there. The fact is these two companies operate in pretty different spaces, so there's very little overlap. I think maybe about 80 million worth of sales will have to be divested, so very minimal compared to the size of this new company. You know, the Pentagon has made clear they're not interested in any more consolidation among the defense contractors, so Raytheon obviously looked elsewhere.
We see both stocks indicated open somewhat modestly higher here. It is billed as a merger of equals. Does that actually bear out? I mean, sometimes that's what the companies say, and in reality, one group of shareholders or another are getting a premium.
Yeah, you're right. The line is kind of that there's really no such thing as a merger.
Especially with a company like this, where there's going to be a spin-off down the road, and we don't know what that value is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that appear to tip it more like United is buying Raytheon.
No, they get the name.
The name's going to be Raytheon.
Raytheon gets the name.
That's true.
They get the second half of the name.
I think that's weird. But, you know, UTX gets 57%, and the CEO, you know, Hayes gets to stay as the CEO, right? But you guys can have the name.
I'll tell you the best example
the Raytheon
of that.
people are like, oh, okay, all right, that's good.
Bank of America should be called Nations Bank.
I know.
Nations Bank bought Bank of America.
Yeah, but UTX is more well-known than although the Patriot missile is
Nations Bank.
big.
But they kept technologies. It's Raytheon Technologies.
But now it's like United Technologies. They're taking this thing apart.
Right. You're right, and it's no longer all the
Otis and Carrier are gone, right? So what happens next? They expect this to actually be taking place to happen by the beginning of next year?
Yeah, it's going to kind of happen around the same time as the spinoff. So it's going to be a big next 12 months for United Technologies. They think that the spinoffs will happen in the first half of next year, as will this deal.
Is defense consolidation at a standstill after this, or does it catalyze something else?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll see some of Raytheon's competitors look elsewhere, too. That's really the only place they can go at this point.